If you won't give me your Christmas gift, tell about this, come make me tell about this. Hey, well all I want for Christmas is to stay alive. Can't take the sound about the 45. Well all I want for Christmas is to stay alive.
Very, very important discussion now. Bird flu is growing as a growing concern, and understanding it is a key to staying safe. And to talk about such an important topic, we are joined by Chairman of the Jamaica Veterinary Board, Dr. Sophia Ramlal. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Happy holidays to you and your family.
Happy holidays to you as well.
So I was reading, so me can get bird flu.
You can get bird flu.
Then right there, bird flu. You know, a bird alone supposed to get it.
That's how it started, but that's certainly not how it is.
What is bird flu?
Bird flu is really, the fancy name for it is highly pathogenic avian influenza, and it really is a flu. It's caused by a virus, and it does present, give you respiratory signs. You'll get the things that look like flu, but it's much more than bird flu. Now people can get bird flu. Dogs, cats, cows can get bird flu. So it's really that this virus has what we like to call spillover effect. So we know wild birds are probably the greatest threat, certainly to little countries like ours, but really and truly mammals, lots of species, particularly in the last 12 months, we've seen getting bird flu.
Yeah, quite often when we hear about these things, we hear say it coming in from somewhere, and you have to be careful because it's coming from this country and that coming from this country. Bird flu is here, or it did come in from foreign, or the bird them fly come down and get out.
I wish I could knock on wood. It is not here as far as we know, but we need to be. We've moved into the alert phase, and we've done that because bird flu, though it's all over the world, right? And let's be clear about it. Bird flu has been reported in over 100 countries, but it's not in Jamaica, as far as we know.
It's not in Jamaica.
Not in Jamaica, but it was recently reported in the Cayman Islands, which is fairly close to Jamaica. And we find ourselves in the season of the migration of wild birds from the colder climates, North America, to come to Jamaica. Now, wild birds are a serious threat to Jamaica. We do a lot on the regulatory side in the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure that we give permits for the regular things, your table eggs, your poultry products, etc., etc. But we don't give permits to wild birds. They come at will. And so right now, our biggest threat are those wild birds coming to us from the colder climate. And this is a season that they will come to Jamaica. So the outbreak that would have happened in the Cayman Islands in the last week of November has prompted us to ramp up our preparedness. We don't want persons to panic. We want people to get prepared, to understand what the threats are, and just help us in the Ministry of Agriculture to see what's going on.
Forgive my ignorance. You said a couple of times that they're not here, but they're coming from colder countries. When you say coming, people bringing them, or them just fly come to Jamaica?
No, they're just flying to Jamaica, and that is why it's a real possibility.
So you can't control that?
Exactly. If I could go out and say shoe birds, that would be great, but that they come to Jamaica and they winter in Jamaica just like tourists. They winter in Jamaica every year, and so because we know North America, Canada, other areas in the region, South America has bird flu. It's been occurring there. We have to be on alert.
Yeah. I have some stupid question. I don't know where
Never stupid.
No, I don't know where we get them from. All right, so they come into Jamaica. You mentioned places like Canada. I can understand the US because I own a flight from the United States. Canada is about 5 hours. That bird fly 5 hours to come to Jamaica?
Yeah, they would fly. They would stop in the US, then they would come again. So they may not fly the entire distance, but birds can fly, they can stop, they can come to Florida, then they come to Jamaica. And the thing with birds is they can show no signs. They can have bird flu and they just are not showing any signs. Other cases, they will just die. You'll just see dead birds. So birds can and will and are migrating to Jamaica, and hence why we're asking for greater preparedness.
How does a human get it?
A human, we're still doing a lot of research about that. And let me be clear, the transmission to humans is rare, but you can get bird flu if you handle infected poultry. So birds, and again, I'm saying sometimes they're not showing any signs. If you're eating undercooked poultry substances, poultry meat, etc., we have to really cook our poultry. You're drinking unpasteurized milk from cows that have bird flu, and yes, cows can get bird flu. And so you have to be very careful handling wild birds in particular. If you operate a backyard farm, you have an operation. birds will come. They want to eat. They've come to Jamaica to eat. So they're mixing with our native birds. They're sharing the same water source. You see a dead bird in your, don't be handling it. Don't let your dogs or your cats or your other animals handle it, because that is a common way. Handling infected poultry products is probably the most common way of getting bird.
When I get the flu, I mean a cough, a sneeze, a stuffy,
yes.
How you know that a cow, as a vet, how would you know that a cow have bird flu?
Well, interestingly, if it is a dairy cow, one of the things, and farmers, because we're looking at production, you know, this cow is just not doing right. She's just not producing as much milk. And cows can get respiratory signs just like you. You know, cows can cough, cows can have a running nose, cows can get red eyes. It's the same thing, you know, flu is a flu. It impacts the respiratory system, but for livestock, we start looking at other triggers, you know. Is this cow just not producing, this cow just not eating the way it normally does? If you're looking at dogs and cats, same thing, you know, you're looking at other species, you know, they're just not producing the same way they do, and they get sick.
Yep. And they get sick. Can birds who kill them? Can birds who kill a human?
Bird flu has killed humans. In fact,
wow.
Going worldwide, to date, we've documented about 400 humans that have died
from bird flu.
One person, the most recent case I've come across is somebody who died in Canada about a month ago. So it is possible, though it's rare.
If I feel that I have something that's a little bit different, apart from going to the doctor, and you should.
And you should.
Yeah, because we have these, you know, a man say, I feel good, I'll get this tablet, that tablet. Won't call any tablet's name, but is there anything that we can do if you feel say something come on and we're not too certain is what?
Put it like this, we're in the season of flu, which is a cooler times. What we're asking is not panic. Take the same precautions you would do with any other flu. You wear your mask, you practice good sanitation, hand washing, you're not coughing, sneezing on anybody, and go to the doctor. You know, we can test for this. This is a disease that can be tested for. So take the precautions, stay away from your family members, mask up. We know it's Christmas and everybody's coming together, but take the precautions just simply because we do.
You've said it a couple of times that it's not here.
Not here.
Okay, so we have not had a case of bird flu in Jamaica.
We have not had a case of bird flu in Jamaica ever. And we want to keep it that way. Right. So prevention is key. Jamaica is in alert mode. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries is activating all of its emergency mechanisms. So we just want Jamaicans to be careful. Don't smuggle illegal birds. If you're coming from poultry operations overseas where you know there have been in cases of bird flu or countries where they are, be very careful. You know, don't import, don't handle raw meat. Yep. You find dead birds suspicious, call us, reach out to us, and let us come and determine.
And final word to the farmer. If he thinks that one of his animals that can get the bird flu not going on so wonderful, what he must do?
First, he must separate, or she, exactly, he must separate that animal. Separate it from all the other animals. That is an animal that you handle last. We always say, look after your healthy animals first, and most importantly, you must call your veterinarian or call us at Ministry of Agriculture.
God bless you and your family.
Thank you, and you too. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Indeed.
Chief Vet Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Mr. Hostem, don't talk to.
I do. We love all animals.
No, but you missed her, because she was at Cayman. That's why I said that.
I was.
Dr. Sophia Ramlal. Up next, the second edition of News in 5. Stay with us, please. Soon come.